The DFW housing market is gearing up for a major shift as we head into 2025, and trust me, what I'm about to share will shock you. While the national housing market is bracing for what could be modest growth, DFW just got named one of PwC's hottest markets for 2025, and Fort Worth specifically is up 4.7%. That's with high interest rates and everything else going on. I've got three major predictions about DFW's 2025 market that's going to shock you. Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, or just keeping tabs on the market, you won't want to miss what's coming. We're talking about a perfect storm of factors that's about to hit DFW, and trust me, this isn't your typical market forecast. These are the numbers that really matter when we look at DFW real estate in 2025. Now, I know a lot of people are freaking out about mortgage rates, and yes, nationally, we're looking at predictions between 5.9% and 6.7%. But here's what's absolutely fascinating: even with higher rates, Fort Worth homes are still selling for 97.3% of list price. That's crazy. And when you look at our inventory, we've only got 5,336 homes on the market in DFW. To put that in perspective, that's up 7.2% since last year, but still well below pre-pandemic levels. But let's zoom out for a moment, because we're about to see this perfect collision of market forces that nobody's talking about. With President-elect's new policies coming into play, we're looking at new tariffs that could shake up construction costs. Just this past month, I was talking with one of our top local builders in Wildcat Ridge, and they're already strategizing on how to handle these changes. And with potential immigration policy changes coming, that labor shortage could get even tighter, especially considering DFW's construction industry relies heavily on skilled immigrant labor. We're already seeing this impact timeline estimates for new developments. But what's really driving our market, it's the combination of a low inventory, massive developments, and a booming tech sector. Between Charles Schwab's expansion in Westlake and the continued growth at Alliance, we're seeing this incredible surge in high-paying jobs. And these workers relocating from other states need somewhere to live. Speaking of which, let me address something I'm hearing all the time. Aren't we in a housing bubble? Here's the deal. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, the data doesn't support it. Unlike markets like Phoenix or Las Vegas that see wild price swings, DFW has something different: stability. Our price growth is sustainable because we're backed by real economic factors. Growth in DFW looks completely different than the national average, so how will this affect the market? While national forecasts are all over the place, from NBA's conservative 1.5% to Wells Fargo bullish 4.9%, DFW is telling a completely different story. We're seeing 4.7% home price growth in Fort Worth. And here's why that number isn't just going to continue, it might even be conservative. And let me show you what I mean. Take Keller, for example. They're already experiencing a 7.5% appreciation rate, and I'm not just throwing numbers at you. I actually helped 3 families buy there last month, and every single one had to compete with multiple offers. What's driving this? It's simple: jobs, schools, and lifestyle. And if you're wondering where the next hot neighborhoods will be, keep your eyes on River East and Stop 6. With massive reinvestment happening in these areas and their proximity to downtown, these neighborhoods are set to explode. The Near East Side's continued transformation is also creating ripple effects in surrounding areas. Nationally, they're projecting inventory growth between 11.7% and 13%. But here's the deal in DFW. Our situation is completely different. While other markets might see a flood of new listings, we're actually still dealing with serious supply constraints. Many of our top local builders are facing some huge challenges. Between labor shortages and material costs, they can't build fast enough to meet demand, which is why new homes are selling at 99% of list price compared to resale, which is 96 to 97%. In real estate, there's something called the Great Expectation Gap. and I see it every day in DFW. While the new home market is experiencing a different story, which I'll get to in a minute, resale homes are still selling at 96.2% of list price. Now, here's what's really interesting about today's market. Conditions matter more than ever. I'm talking about a complete shift in buyer behavior. Whether you've got a $5,000 monthly budget for rent or mortgage, buyers are saying no thanks to properties that are needing major work. Just yesterday, I showed a beautiful home in Keller that needed a new roof, and my buyers wouldn't even consider making an offer. They'd rather wait than deal with renovation headaches. Gen Z buyers are stepping up in a big way in DFW, but here's the twist. They're getting major help from their baby boomer parents. We're seeing this incredible pattern where parents are funding the purchase while the kids are handling the monthly costs. I actually just helped a family structure one of these deals last month in Aledo, and it's becoming more and more common. There's even nearly $31 trillion in wealth locked up in real estate from older generations that will be continuing to unlock every year for the next generation plus. This transfer of wealth is just the beginning. So what's happening with investments in DFW? This is where things get really exciting. Right now, builders are offering some absolutely incredible incentives to get the deal done. I was actually touring a new construction site in Walsh Ranch last week with a client, and here's what absolutely blew my mind. Big builders like D.R. Horton are offering these aggressive rate buydowns that get you in the 5% range. That's huge. The big builders are all about pace over price, and they want those homes moving. But the smaller local builders, that's a completely different story. Even local builders like David Weekley are offering incentives right now, but they won't last forever. As for investors, while many are on the sidelines looking to buy in DFW, the best investor deals right now are off market, which is totally limited. There's actually something called the perfect storm heading into 2025. We've got this unique combination of factors all hitting at once, and it's all about to create something we've never seen before in DFW's markets. With the new tax policies coming, the housing market may shift unexpectedly. If we receive the tax rates like we're expected, the Fed may only lower rates twice. This is why many experts in the industry predict rates to remain steady around what may be the new normal for now in the 6%, even for the next 2 years possibly. Our economic catalysts are absolutely on fire. Just look at what's happening in our corporate sector. Between Charles Schwab's expansion and the continued growth at Alliance, we're not only just growing, we're exploding. This new growth is also bringing in high-income buyers who can afford higher price points. I'm already seeing this firsthand. New homes aren't being built fast enough to keep up with the inventory levels, down 17.6%, yet inventory of resale homes is increasing because homes are sitting longer on the market, closer to 36 days on average. What's not helping is 90% of homeowners have less than 5% mortgage rates, so many are still just not moving yet. First, for sellers, expect home growth to be more moderate in single digits, around 6.8% year over year. So don't fall into the home pricing strategy of aggressive pricing against homes that sold too far in the past. We need to be more conservative pricing for the market competition today. You can expect your home to sit longer, often for several months, meaning preparation is key. If 1 out of every 3 homes is selling, then you need to be the best. That means repairs, cleaning, staging, etc. So it feels like a brand new home. You'll likely even have to compete with new homes that are offering incentives to buyers. So you'll have to be flexible with price, terms, and negotiations. As a buyer, you'll have more homes to choose from compared to 2022 to 2024. You won't have to be fast, so you can be more patient. And a balanced market means you can negotiate a little bit more. However, you'll want to watch as rates drop and more buyers enter into the market. This will be more opportunities as a buyer in traditionally slower seasons. You don't make money on the sale, you make way more on the purchase. Use this opportunity especially when you're moving up into a bigger home. You can leverage incentives, buy downs, and other creative financing to offset slightly higher rates. As experts say, buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own. Focus on the long-term appreciation, not the short-term. The DFW Metro is growing, so that will help home values appreciate in the long run. You know, when I look at everything we've covered about DFW's 2025 market, from our incredible 3 to 5% growth rate to massive corporate investments happening all over the Metroplex, I can't help but feel we're witnessing DFW's biggest transformation in decades. So whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or just keeping tabs on the market, 2025 can be your year. Just email us at hello@onthemovedfw.com to get started. We'd be happy to help. But before you go, if you're considering moving to DFW in 2025 and want to know everything you must know before deciding, you need to watch this video up here next. After living here for 9 years, I cover everything A to Z to help you either avoid the worst decision or to help you make the best one. So make sure you watch that video next. I'll see you on the next one.